and your life. One Medicare benefit that, with private insurance, may entitle you to pay little to nothing to own it. One company that can make it all happen.
Your power chair will be paid in full.
The Scooter Store.
Call the Scooter Store for free information today.
Call 1-800-368-6161 and we'll send you this lighted magnifier just for calling. Call the Scooter Store now.
Playboy founder Hugh Hefner on Piers Morgan. CNN tonight, 9 Eastern.
He certainly grew up under some of the harsher circumstances that life could dish out. Senator Scott Brown of Massachusetts has now gone public about his rise from a childhood of abuse in a new memoir entitled Against All Odds, My Life of Hardship, Fast Breaks, and Second Chances. Let's talk about the book, Against All Odds. Why did you write this book, and why did you write it now, Senator?
Well, obviously, when I won the election, I had many groups coming to me to write a book, and so I wrote it. I worked on it. It's done. It's being released pursuant to the appropriate schedule that HarperCollins wanted to do, and I wrote it because once they came to me, I felt it would be important to talk not only about the good things, and I didn't want it to be like a typical political book, but I wanted to not gloss over the tough things as well, and hopefully help people understand that, hey, listen, if you have tough circumstances like many of us do, you can still have success if you have good people around you.
And you were amazingly blunt in discussing the physical and sexual abuse you suffered as a young kid. Tell our viewers why you decided to go out and explain all of that stuff in such specific detail.
Well, as you know, in the book, it's about 8 pages in the whole book.
But it's a powerful 8 pages, as Senator. Anybody who reads it is really moved by what you describe.
Well, it certainly is something I've wrestled with for 42 years. And I said to myself, well, I can write just a regular old political book or really try to make a difference and let people know that even those types of things shouldn't keep you down, and that if you fight back like I did and then eventually wrestle with just kind of talking about it, it'll bring it to the forefront. And if I can help other people, I'm very excited about that.
I tweeted that you were coming on the show on Twitter, Senator Brown. A lot of folks said, why not go after that camp counselor who molested you? You've decided you didn't want to do that. Tell us why.
Well, it's pretty simple. It took me 42 years to actually really talk about it, number one. Dealing with all the legal stuff, whether there's statute of limitations issues or not, I've always been a forward thinker, Wolf. I'm resolved and balanced about where I am in my life and focusing on my own family. And I'm not out to settle any scores or sue anybody. But if I can help people, other people understand what happens in situations like that, and work through their own problems, then I'm very content with that.
What advice do you have for young people, some other young people who may be going through right now what you went through a few decades ago?
Well, it's easy. Do what I didn't, and that's tell somebody. Trust somebody and tell them. I was, at that point in my life, I was the perfect candidate, Wolf. I was 10 years old. I had very little family support, and I was, the perfect target. And I remember very clearly, he said, if you tell anybody, I'll kill you. And no one's going to believe you. I'll make sure no one believes you. And he was a popular guy, and everyone loved him. And I was just a 10-year-old kid, lost. So, what do you do? And I remember my mom, as we've worked this thing through since, says, honey, is that the summer that you were calling all the time to come home? I said, yeah, Ma, it was. And she felt terrible. But I didn't expect anything because I wasn't going to tell. I was already threatened, that not only with my safety and security, but my family's. And that's what happens. You believe that stuff. And it's not true. And I know that now, but I would encourage people to fight back and tell somebody, period.
And as far as you know, that camp counselor is still alive today, still out there someplace?
Oh, he would be at least 70, I would think, at this point. And I have no facts to base, where he is or if he's alive or not.
Have you ever really gotten over all of that, over all of those experiences?
Well, I don't think you get over them, but you certainly learn to, you learn and you grow and you become the person that you are, whether it's through determination or resiliency or, preparing your own family for those types of things and saying to your own kids, hey, stranger danger, stranger danger. And, what does that mean for people who don't have kids? Well, it's when your kids go to camps and they go and